Again, Josh, Cullen Cosplay. I'm going to give you some basic tips on how to build your own Loki helmet. With the movie coming out, I figured I'd kind of throw it out there. I am going to post the thread that has the template for that helmet. And I'm also going to post my Facebook page so that way you can click on it. And if you got any questions, feel free to hit me up and see what's going on. But the simplest things, this is used with pepper to get the shape of it. So the easiest thing I can show you is, I know some of you have done the stroke videos. This is the bottom of a horn. This is the top. You can see how it's going to be shaping it like that. You don't want to cut it out like that, because if you cut it out, then your horns are going to be, you're going to have the notches. So simplest thing, straighten those out. Just your templates are your templates. So if you have a straight turn, it's going to be straight. So first things first, get rid of those when you cut them out, and that way you have straight templates. The other thing is on the overlaps. Of course, if you watched any of the other videos, or if you're new, hi. This extra stuff is so you can actually lay foam on top of it. So on mine, I actually extended it down, so before I even cut this out, I made it extra. That way I had more gluing capabilities, so it didn't screw anything up. The other thing is, after you cut these pieces out, for the overlaps, if you wanted to get it precise, I recommend just basically doing the same width and mark it with a pen, and that way when you're putting the piece together and you're overlapping it, you know that it's actually falling in the correct area. But like I said, that's all the overlap stuff that I did on this helmet. That's what I did. I actually traced that line to make sure it follows, so when I line it up, it's going to be proportionate. But so, back side of it, that's what I did. I actually have extra. That top piece, I actually made it to where it's extra. This helmet is really quick to build, really easy to build. Watch your cuts as far as how you want to angle it. Look at the program itself and see how it looks like that. But one of the things that takes the longest amount of time is these horns. Definitely recommend 5mm to 8mm at the most foam. If you do 1/2 inch, I don't see how you're going to do it, but good luck, because this is 3 pieces that is going to connect into one. Now, my stuff is not perfect. I do it completely for fun, and I made this so I can have it for the premiere. But what you want to do is, when you make your cuts, your piece, of course, is going to come out like this. Depending on how thick it is, you're going to have to trim it down. So I do use a Dremel, and I use one of the little barrel sanders, and I sand the tips down completely. The other thing is, on your edges, since this isn't a 90-degree angle, you can't cut one side and cut the other and expect it to go flush against each other. You're literally probably going to have to sand halfway into it to make sure that it's almost flat, because when it connects to each other, you want it to bend like that. And the program's going to, since you have the templates, the program's going to bend it for you. But if you have too much lip, you can see right here that I didn't go far enough down with it. So when I actually pinch that stuff together, you can see that it's thick right there. And if I actually sanded it more, I wouldn't have that. It'd be a more solid lip. So this one looks like that, and the other one actually doesn't, because I had, basically you kind of practice. So, but there is undercuts on the front of the horn, and I think that's it. But it's a really, really simple helmet to build. The scale that I go off of whenever I do these helmets, I always do the width. There's a choose point-to-point measuring thing on there if you right-click on the 2D menu. I usually go for anything 17.5 to 18 whenever you adjust your scale, and that's what fits on my head, which is, I want to say it's a 22.5. But overall, it's a really quick build, really easy. It's just, you got to practice on getting 3 pieces of foam layering into each other. So take your time with it. The other thing is, when you actually do the horns, JF's thread, it actually, he thinks of it. He doesn't have to build it, and he knows what he's doing. Whenever you put your pieces together, glue your bottoms first, and then glue your tops, and then glue the rest of it so it meets. Because if you start down here You glue, you glue, you glue, you glue. By the time you get up here, you may be, shoot, half an inch off, and you've wasted a couple pieces of foam. So glue at the bottom, glue at the top, and then join all the way through, which is why on mine you can see that there's actual where I pinch it off at. So if you have any questions, like I said, hit my Facebook page up. Templates are on there, plenty of guides. Look at the Deathstroke videos if you have any questions. If you've never used PEP before, oh, there is underscores along the trim. But please let me know if there's anything I can help you out with, and hope you got some Loki helmets going this weekend.